Welcome back. Up next, we take a look at gas prices and policy. Forum Daily's energy update with Dan McTeague now. Dan runs the gas prediction website Gaswizard.ca. Take it away, Dan.
Well, thank you again for that, Nima. Great to be here in the midst of what is, again, another price surge, especially on the diesel side of the fuel equation. Gas prices in Canada have shot up about 12 cents a litre in the past week. Some places haven't seen that increase yet, but if I look at Vancouver, they were $1.98. They're now pushing to $2.08 a litre. I'm looking at a scenario where they're probably going to be up another 2 cents a litre. Not quite the breakthrough number that we saw of all times of 214.9 back on March the 10th, but as an average coming awfully close. Alberta, which of course has been benefiting for almost a whole month now with the government's decrease of the sales tax, with gasoline as low as $1.40 in Edmonton, as low as $1.49.50 in Calgary, are going to see a net increase of about 8 to 10 cents a litre this week. Gas stations can't continue to hold off these pretty big increases in wholesale prices. Same for Saskatchewan, where prices I expect will go up about 7 cents a litre to the 172 range. Manitoba, Winnipeg would expect about a 5 cent increase. Now we come to Ontario, and that 5 cent increase, by the way, in Winnipeg will bring you to about $1.73.9. That'll happen sometime this weekend. If we look at Ontario, we've seen prices jump from as low as $1.74, $1.75, now pushing towards $1.88.9, and that will take effect for Saturday. We could, in fact, see them push to $1.90, which was the record on March the 10th. So Toronto, Ottawa, you look at Windsor, Kitchener, Barrie, Niagara, take your pick. You're all going up. You've gone up 8 cents a litre to Friday, and another 2 cents on Saturday, and possibly another penny on Sunday. So 189, 190. It looks like the new normal for Ontario. Moving over to Quebec, they're about 6 cents a litre more because their carbon tax, which is cap and trade, isn't as expensive as the Trudeau carbon tax. It's about 8 cents a litre versus 11.05 less HST, GST, TQS. Gasoline by Saturday, Sunday will be at about $1.96.9 to $1.98.9 by Monday in Montreal. 2 cents cheaper, usually in Quebec City, where they have their big refinery. Now, for the Maritimes, which has seen unusual movements in the price of gasoline and diesel, mostly because they have a regulated market that doesn't work. Let me be really clear about this, Nima. Regulated markets are no security blanket or insulation against higher prices. In fact, we saw Newfoundland raise diesel prices in one fell swoop, 30 cents a litre last night. So it gives you an indication of, how they all have these different formulas by which they come to a conclusion as to what prices should be, rather than actually passing on market prices, which of course we at Gas Price Wizard have been predicting for the past 25, 27 years. I'm not making an argument that they should be relying on my data. It's just that I think there should be more transparency. If the public is paying for these state secrets, it's up to the state and politicians in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and PEI to put an end to this charade. Regulated prices don't work. Transparency does. And my call would be, of course, for the federal and provincial governments to recognize the damage that can be done when governments get too involved. Now, on that note, the Canadian dollar has lost about 3 cents in value this week. That's added about 4 cents a litre of gasoline. And I want to put this in perspective. The policy of the federal government, not just to increase carbon taxes in my province, for instance, 12.5 cents a litre with HST, its combined effect of blocking pipelines has probably led to a decrease in the value of the Canadian dollar to the tune of about 27% of its value. In other words, it takes 127, 128 pennies to buy a US dollar. That alone in my province of Ontario is adding, if you can believe it, 30 cents a litre to the price of gasoline. Add 12.5 with the carbon tax, and you can see how the federal Trudeau Liberals, supported by the NDP, encouraged by the Bloc and by the Greens, are in fact, pushing prices up to extraordinarily high levels. Now, one can say, well, this is about Russia. This is about the war over there. Canada has the oil to displace Russia, which has the number 8 position in terms of provable oil reserves. We're number 3 by my math. We could easily displace that, but there's a cost and consequence for Canadians blocking pipelines. And it's time we have an adult discussion to say, while climate is important, so too is energy security. So too is global security. That's a wrap for this week. I expect prices to go up another 3 to 4 cents a litre across the country into new record territories. We'll see you next week, Nima.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Again, that was Dan McTeague, who runs the gas prediction website Gaswizard.ca. He is also the president for Canadians for Affordable Energy.